I don't like my phone for telling me to take a breath. But don't criticize my triangles.
Sure. Geometry's not your strong suit. It's understandable. Scream towards the banana is the first to fall. Kenny S with the headshot as XMS tries to get himself back into the site, but the bomb needs to be retrieved. And XMS pops the first just to fall to the next. Already, that B site has crumbled. Sixer trying to get in here for the retake already, playing within the House of God, as now the bomb will be planted.
Apex will stick it. Be careful. Sixer wants to take this engagement. Apex just going to fall back, but look at Body again. Both teams have been so good on these lurk kind of pushes from Nuke, and it looks like it's already transitioning into Inferno. As Body's going to go, his teammates straight it out. Body, clean kill. As Sixer gets caught pushing out from Coffins. G2 pick up the pistol, which was a pretty cookie cutter kind of round, pretty basic towards B. But the big play was the player coming from behind in CT.
Yeah, that flank. I mean, we saw a lot of good flanks on Nuke as well, right? I mean, multiple times where Happy's able to either get out towards Hell and then also just come in from lobby when they're splitting from opposite directions. It's always fun to watch. A little surprise as a backstab onto ENVYUS costs them the retake. G2 convert into the guns already to start off a great start to this T side of Inferno. Pistols and Kevlar for ENVYUS across the board. They've got the double flash and the smoke on XMS if they were to so choose to section off one of these spots. But right now, ENVYUS go for the three-man B play.
Yeah, they're just going to send Scream forward. He's going to be playing by Broken Wall. This CZ. This Molly. It's just cleared, designated for the corner. Nade in, flash over. Scream's just going to sit here. He's actually going to go on that flash. Body, full blind. And Scream finds an easy kill. Waits out the Molly, lives on 4 HP as MBK finds Happy on the opposite side of the map. So a kill towards B for ENVYUS, but a kill from G2 towards A. As now G2 will have utility, they'll pick up the AK, drop the UMP. And it looks like ENVYUS still are content to just shuffle everyone into B.
Smoke grenade on the balk to try and cover his exit. Apex goes for the carpet bomb towards the back of Pit, but no kill found. Still trying to clear these corners, and they will as RPK gets removed, as does Scream. Sixer with one frag as he tries to just double back behind the wall, pinned down by a hail of gunfire. NBK will take it. XMS is the next to drop, and quickly at that, as G2 convert the point with 3 players still standing.
2 UMPs gone. And again, it's a situation where you could see Body and Apex just go for pistols here. Save as much cash as they can, because if they buy an SMG and don't get anything out of it, then they're almost obligated to bring it into the next round, and it kind of brings you down a little bit. So you'll see a MAC-10 bought up, one of the cheaper of the SMGs. That's a fair investment from Body. And Apex will just stick with a CZ, as ENVYUS will have little to nothing to work with. XMS, just a P250, and he will deal some significant damage down onto Body and Shocks, but can't land the final blows, as ENVYUS now looks like they're just going to pull their players out of A. And in a round like this, it's okay to over-rotate. It's okay to send players to sites when you barely have anything to work with. Numbers is the only thing you got.
Great SMG usage here from G2. Garnishing their banks with cash. Sixer looking to creep through the smoke, but he's yet to pull the trigger, allowing for G2 to just take the bomb site. I mean, he should come up with nothing here. Although the HP on a lot of these players could let it happen. He tries to stop that one bomb, the undefended player, but he's got a teammate by his side, and thanks to Shocks, that is the 3-0 start they'd hoped for. Team ENVYUS on their first buy, and immediately Sixer has his op, but in the form of the glass cannon.
Now, we may see Body upgrade, because I know you said it yesterday, you're not a fan of people carrying MAC-10s over. UMPs, justified.
Yep.
But it looks like Body's going to stick with the MAC-10, stick with the UMP out on MBK, so they're going to be the guys probably go sent to A-Apps, I imagine, or just sent as aggressive kind of players for info/aggro purposes. As ENVYUS will get an early op out on Sixer, XMS will have a FAMAS, and it looks like Scream and XMS are just going to work together to hold top banana. As Apex is getting ready to smoke right side, I believe. It could be left. Actually, that's going to be a deep smoke into sight. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's a jump smoke. So that's going to land lane/pit. So this is going to be a full-blown execution from G2.
We'll see as they now take that arch control by storm. Sixer's posted up on the graveyard here, and he's going to hear the player to his right. Body removed, but Shock's able to trade as RPK still stands within the site itself. Happy as well, just tucked away in the corner here. But G2 not wanting to pull the trigger. They're letting these smokes fade, and this is now forcing the rotation back towards B. ENVYUS not understanding that everyone's here. Kenny finds RPK, but Happy still lurks, and that's where he drops the bomb. 50 seconds on the clock as Scream will find another smoke grenade, an attempt to cover himself, and Kenny can't take the kill. Great job from Happy here to buy more time, and ENVYUS win that round.
Super well played by Scream and Happy together. Not only did G2 go for this cool lane smokes that kind of splits the site in half, and they just waited for the smokes to dissipate, thinking someone from ENVYUS could have been playing around with the pit, playing around with the smokes, and then they try to move in the site, and Happy just falls silent and lets his teammate in site make first contact and dive for him. And then Happy's allowed to get the bomb down, and then it just allows Scream to rotate, get the sprays, get the kills, and that's what put ENVYUS up on that rifle round. And now ENVYUS are going to get another buy. It's going to have 2 FAMASas, a UMP, so G2 are now going to fully invest as they get rid of the MAC-10 and UMP they had previously. The op out on Kenny S, so now they have that first pick kind of pressure across the map. As Shox is going to continue to apply pressure towards top banana. Exact same utility usage he goes for pretty much every round. The molly on corner, the nade deep. As G2 are going to play the default, get a apps control, but make sure they have something to fall back on, which is critical for Inferno.
Full apartments control right now from G2. We've got ENVYUS within the site itself. 3 players there. 6 are up close with that ump, hoping he can pop some heads as they round that corner. Again, heavy presence here from G2. Frag grenade goes out and chips down some damage on almost all 5 players. Still, things just stagnate. And we saw this in the last round where G2 move forward. They take some map presence, but then they just kind of pump the brakes. They slow things down and catch ENVYUS with players towards B. Scream thinking about coming over as RPK takes the first. Sixer's going to creep through the smoke, and he lines them all up. 3 frags, all headshots, and a hell of a play from Sixer. NBK, though, still standing on the site, but no bomb on his belt.
So much to ask for NBK, and Sixer even upgrades to the op after getting the 3K with the UMP. NBK is looking for some kind of 1v1. Sixer hears NBK coming, and he's on the other side of the smoke as NBK will pick up the bomb, try to bait out Sixer, but he's so patient. Even though he's gotten 3 kills, he's going to wait for his teammates, as Sixer will get the 4th. A huge play from Sixer to shut it down pretty much single-handedly. If he doesn't come through that smoke, that's 3 players pushing onto the site, and they line up perfectly. Beautiful UMP work from Sixer, and even finds the 4th to get ENVYUS number 2 on the board.
I mean, they leave the opera in the back. Kenny S bringing up the rear of that Congo train, and unfortunately for him, it's looking the wrong direction. So everybody there from G2 just filtering their attention towards pit, towards the site, very concerned with clearing it, and Sixer just hits the timing on the head. Great stuff from him. Gives ENVYUS a 2nd round. They convert the point, and G2 are left deflated on pistols.
We're going to see them again fight for top banana control early. They said 1 player A-apps, 1 player dead spot mid. That's a nice early molly from Scream. Going to send them packing back around the wall. It looks like they're going to go for a little bit of boost. And there actually is a little weird thing now in Inferno. I don't know if you've noticed this. There's like an invisible ledge. I'm not sure if it got patched, but right by the door, there used to be a little invisible ledge you can jump on and float and look over the wall yourself.
Damn cheaters.
Now I've exposed it, but you know.
Scream's playing from the coffins here as he uses the flash to try and peek, but that's where Apex pops him. Great headshot off of the Deagle there to drop Scream. Meanwhile, RPK takes 2 over towards the A site. Bomb still left at the bottom of middle, so these terrorists, while they might take the site, are accomplishing nothing unless they can clear XMS, but he is not going down without a fight. Shox is going to have to double back, pick up the device, and by the time he gets to B, that defense has been bolstered. They're already writing for him.
Unless Shox can start to ring some heads with his Deagle. He's going to need one shortly with 27 seconds. He's going to slowly work up. Beautiful flash. Great timing. Very, very well done from ENVYUS to just alleviate the pressure of the pistols. Good mollies to keep them back and trying to segregate the pushes as they come in. Funnel them into their death 3-3. G2, we'll see what they buy up. So it is just going to be AKs. They're not going to go for the op. It's just going to be AKs across the board. As ENVYUS will just keep rocking out the 1-op. As we see 3 conversion rounds for G2. And ENVYUS immediately answer back as soon as rifles come out. And almost 2 kind of individual play, thanks to XMS and Sixer.
Lots of guns still in play, though. Everybody's going to take a little bit of damage as they tried to close that distance up towards Banana. Body, ooh. Apex. Health low. Nades aplenty. Molotovs to clear out the corners and force ENVYUS back into the bomb site, so still more space to play with. But oh, a 3rd one actually keeps the terrorists back, so what goes around comes around.
I like that saying. Grandmother used to say it. As XMS gonna find Shox. And Shox will fall. As RPK from sight, gonna try to find someone towards port. Just Happy gets a flash out, wants to repeat it in RPK. Gonna find Apex. As RPK just gonna play around from default as Body gets himself up towards lane. As nothing's really going G2's way lately in the last couple rounds. It's just been shut down from ENVYUS. And there's another prime example where Six and RPK find 2 players from G2 segregated, alone, looking for something to start to go their way. And ENVYUS will just put a cork on it, shut it down like a nice aged wine. As NPK is going to get down, though, and finds 2 engagements, and he's aware there's another player in pit. All of a sudden, NPK, that's 3 quick frags, and now the palm is safe enough for him to pick it up, and he takes the engagement. NBK, what a quick case. He will shut down ENVYUS by himself. What was that? Scrawny, can you break down what just happened in front of my eyes?
I'm bamboozled.
That was nuts.
I mean, RPK's caught looking the wrong direction. He's the first one to fall at that. Immediate turn here towards Sixer, who just keeps jiggle peeking. That's a 1 versus 1 given up. NBK knows there was a guy in pit, so that's another 1v1. And then somehow, XMS and Scream just can't trade these frags. They're lined up. The spray transfer's there. A fantastic play from NBK, thanks to a few 1v1s and a hell of a spray down to close that out. That's a heartbreaking situation for ENVYUS.
And just when we were talking about individual plays from XMS and Sixer, I guess, you know, NBK wants us to talk about him too a little bit.
We have a reason to now.
Yep. So 4-3, thanks to NBK, who's now given a P90. He said, here you go, that's your reward. Enjoy a P90. And full utility behind it, as ENVYUS, while the UMP, a couple FAMASas themselves, as they're slowly dwindling out of utility, as a minute 7 clicks on the clock. There still are 3 smokes on the board for ENVYUS, which is a good look. As G2 gonna smoke off arches, and Scream's going to get himself in Cubby. Now, this is the first time there's been a player from ENVYUS in Cubby, as Kenny S is going to open up towards Porch. Happy on balcony. What else can he do from this position? And he's got a couple more with his teammate, as he'll finally get shut down. Happy gets 2 from balcony. Sixer helping him out from sight, as they just funnel them into the cheese grater.
Back to the 4-4 score. Money's not great for really either team here, so this is, again, just a back-and-forth game. Very similar to Nuke already. But G2 are going to have to take this one on the chin as they just buy into some pistols. They've got the armor to play off of. We've got the AK for MBK, so he's going to be that catalyst rifle. A lot of pressure on him to play off of, but he's feeling good right now coming off of that ace. So these are the kinds of rounds where he can just use that confidence. Great nade stack to chip damage down, but Shox takes the trade. And now Sixer fully blind, has to fall back from the corner. Can't really help with the man on site. XMS trying to set the crossfire here. He hits 1 headshot near 2. Here comes Sixer as he peeks on through. Apex drops both, however, and now the bomb goes down.
Still a doable retake from ENVYUS. RPK still has a smoke. Flash. Happy has a smoke and a flash. And there's a kid out on Happy. And he is towards Coffin, so if he falls, RPK will get the call that it's there. As G2 are out of utility themselves, it comes down to the angles. As one player already gets spotted, RPK having some issues, but will eventually land the shot as NPK going to tuck himself in this Cubby. Tries to find a 1v1, but not this time. Not this round. As RPK going to shut him down. Happy will get on the defuse, and ENVYUS will take a 5-1 lead. Or 5-4 lead. What? Where am I? What world am I in? Is this Counter-Strike?
You're in Santa Ana, California.
Am I? Good.
This
I'm a long way from home.
Yep.
Good.
Pause from G2. This is a good chance to talk things over. They've lost that lead. ENVYUS with the hard retake. I mean, they get that bomb down. That's a decent enough position to be in, but they certainly can't go for the buy. Or at least you'd hope they won't.
Do they go for the solo AK again?
No.
You don't think so? I mean, last time they went for it. It was an interesting buy. Probably going to be pistols, though.
That's the kind of thing that you try once in the off chance that it works. But once it doesn't, you're just like, yeah, that wasn't the best of ideas. You let it slide. You get back into the regular groove of CS. ENVYUS with a lead, with a nice full buy, but not too much cash in their coffers, so they need to be extra cautious as to not lose this out. Again, this game is being back and forth. Lots in the air here to play off of. Deagles aplenty, a Tech 9 and P250 for G2. But oh, that frag is just so damaging. Later, Shoxy. XMS and 6. Carpet bomb the bottom of Banana. And they immediately find that 5v4.
RPK picks up the player boiler. Goodbye, Kenny S. As RPK is thinking about repeaking it. But should surely go ENVYUS's way. As G2 already 2 members down. They're out of utility. Apex gets out of balcony. They're going to get the clean first one, but Happy is going to deny the bomb control, and NBK will fall momentarily. ENVYUS go up 6-4. G2 will get a buy here, and I imagine it will include one op at least. So it is going to be Kenny has to pick it up. I don't think they'll want to go for the second on Shocks, although he could glass cannon it. I mean, it's very hard to implement on the T side of Inferno. CT side, a little more flexibility. T side, it definitely takes a little more focus, and it takes the CTs to misstep a bit more.
The only op in play currently in the hands of Kenny S. He is positioned to the bottom of mid, so could have gone for banana, could have gone top mid. And nobody's going to present themselves just as of yet. ENVYUS wanting to hang on to this 2-point lead. G2 continue to creep their way through apps. And they do get to Valk uncontested. But this is where the CTs lie in wait with that 3-man presence on A.
Looks like NBK is going to slowly walk out while his teammates. Kenny S is posted on Arch side. Apex gets himself in towards Boiler. A good flash to allow Apex to get out and meet up with his teammates towards mid. As I think they're just going to send Body almost on kind of like a solo mission here. Although he has to be careful because he does have the bomb. He does still have support from the op. G2, keep an eye on number 6 on their minimap. Going to lurk out towards B. Sixer, Molly lines them up. That's 2 easy frags for him. Is Happy. Is that a one-way smoke? That's definitely a one-way for himself in pit with the bicycle. Yeah, that's what that is. That is a disgusting one-way to almost find Kenny S, who's now just in a 1v5 as his teammates get decimated around him.
Ooh, Kenny, as he falls back, hits RPK, so that's at least one pick. Obviously a slim silver lining. So he'd like to get his hands on the bomb, but the man in the corner gets dealt with.
Okay.
Sixer, well, he thought he had that frag. Kenny S has other ideas. Scream's going to be able to trade, but at least 2 players found here as ENVYUS continue with this success on the CT side. They're going to be able to rebuy. Let's just appreciate this moment.
I'm still confused how this hit. I think he was he landing, jumping? Okay. Respectable.
The old razzle-dazzle. Pistols only for G2. Eagles and a P250, Kevlar for MBK. Another round where they should not win whatsoever. ENVYUS doing a good job of asserting that economic advantage, keeping that CT side a-rolling, and doing it so in convincing fashion.
Nice opening from Sixer. Catches Apex jumping. Immediately traded from Shocks. That is an opening towards porch side. And Sixer almost gets caught with a nade out. And he will eventually fall to NBK. Happy. Alone in pit. Waiting for rotations to come through. What a shot onto Shocks. And he'll find the second on NBK as Happy just kind of posts up. Becomes a TF2 turret. And just starts bopping some heads.
G2 going to be back onto the buy. Now, again, this is the T side of Inferno, so you could argue that everything as of now has been going as per usual. If G2 Esports can get another round or two, then they're going to be sitting fine before they switch to that CT side. ENVYUS as well, doing a great job of just locking them out, right? These have been very convincing anti-eco rounds. They're not faltering in the rounds that they shouldn't. It's the gun rounds that seem to be close time and time again.
That flash that gets thrown early, I just noticed how sick that flash is. And now you're going to start seeing that flash thrown more often. Not only does it full blind the CTs that are looking down banana, it doesn't blind your teammates. You don't have to look away from it because it pops above and behind them. So they can just run up banana. CTs are full blind top banana. As if they are going to trade 1 for 1 though, as these mollies are becoming an issue, and I think that smoke may have saved Apex a little bit.
He had a little island of safety there.
Yeah.
Between the sea of flames, but the smoke certainly extinguishes any kind of a threat here as G2 hang on to banana control. There's 2 players per team on this spot, and the same can be said for A. Defense still a little split up, and with utility to respond to any kind of a push. There's going to be a few smokes on the T side, and they don't use any of them before they try to take that peek, so Happy shuts down the first with the headshot onto Kenny. Sixer creeping around the angle, finds that next frag to Shocks, and suddenly a 4v2.
40 seconds. Apex has bomb, smoke, 34 HP. NBK working up. What was that? Great crosshair placement. Just flick it over to XMS's head. As Apex gets spotted, now he's going to try to just pick up the pace and push in towards B. The flash will slow him down, but he knows this player pushed into sight. As he'll spot him back quad. Sixer going to play a little ring around the rosy with his AWP as Apex forces to push him on 1 HP. And will take a little bit of a swim into the pond there as Sixer will push ENVYUS up 9-4. And on round 14, G2 are kind of in an awkward economy spot And it looks like they are going to fully commit. I mean, if you can get AK's head armor with a couple pieces of utility at this point with this scoreline, they're going to buy every time. And they're just going to send Kenny S down to a deagle. As you're going to see Team ENVYUS just sticking out with Sixer, the lone opper. And I mean, it makes sense because all the rifles from ENVYUS have had their moments of just insanity so far this game, with the exception of Scream and Happy, who have just been solid anchors and solid rotators.
They go for that early banana control. They expend a bit of utility, but then immediately just shift their attention towards A, where they're going to start to pick up the pace. RPK tries to lock down the angle, but he goes one and done. Happy now from above pops the first. There's more presence in front as he takes 2 and 3. Happy with a great hold as Scream comes to help out, and ENVYUS continue with this success. 10-4 with an 11th possibly in the cards.
Definitely on the table. And if we look what G2 have to invest here, I think that's 2 AKs, 3 UMPs. That's exactly what it's going to be. So full utility in the UMP players. The AKs get a smoke and a flash apiece. As ENVYUS looking super strong now on the CT side, is they're going to go for the typical send 3 players to top banana right off the get-go, and it's going to pay off, and that's the advantage of sending that extra player there, is the extra nade, and that cleans up a frag as Happy finds one. First time Happy has actually aggressed into AAPS for a while, as Sixer on the rotation finds Shocks, and that's bomb. I think it's fair to say that's round as well.
Yeah, Apex would need one hell of a clutch here, and he's not going to find anything for it. 11-4 is the score at the end of the first half, and 3 of those rounds, pistol and conversions.
Yeah.
So had they not won that, who knows what we would have just watched. What a commandeering lead from ENVYUS.
Just a really strong CT side. They liked contesting top banana control, but they know when to give it up at the beginning. When they got flashed, they just throw a molly and fall back. Scream always did a nice job of saving his molly later on in the round to go ahead and molly top banana. The smokes were in play, the mollies, the flashes. Everything was good from ENVYUS. G2 couldn't really crack the defense. And the rotations were just prime, which is key on a map like Inferno, where you don't over-rotate, you don't overextend. Ooh.
A lot weighs on the outcome of the pistol, and it doesn't help that Shocks is gone. NBK tries to turn it back, and the frag to follow suit does little damage to XMS, but the bomb's been dropped and spotted. So NBK, to re-engage, finds the near shot to Sixer. But Kenny S as well, just trying to take these duels. At least they've got the 4v4, but ENVYUS still have all the utility to play off of. Nothing's lost just as of yet.
Yeah, smoke flash. Still out on Sixer. Looks like XMS picks up the bomb and is content to fall back. But they have yet to spot Apex's positioning towards top banana. That's a great flash, actually, coming over from mid. Forces Apex off angle. He falls back to sight. As he's going to call for rotations, but they're actually not. They're hesitating. He said, never mind. But now they're stomping onto the site. And due to ENVYUS keeping one player towards A, this is now just all on Apex. And he's only able to get one. ENVYUS have done a great job of keeping pressure towards A, which just slowed the rotations. You saw the moment of hesitation. And now ENVYUS will get a bomb planted.
RPK already positioned towards the church. He's going to deal some damage as the CTs come through, 2 of which are already there. Sixer towards Banana. Has Happy as well by his side. Sixer just trying to get a closer fight as opposed to staying back. But he needs to be extra cautious here because now he's getting flanked from 3 directions. Happy, however, can only take 1, and G2 have done it. They take themselves the pistol round and they keep themselves alive, at least for the time being.
MBK wanted that defuse. He invested in the kit for a reason. Le disrespect. Damn. 11-5. G2 pick up the pistol. One that, as you mentioned, kind of desperately needed if you want to start to come back early here on the CT side. So the UMPs get bought up. M4s get in there. Utility get behind it. ENVYUS with a bomb plant. Just going to be some upgraded pistols. Nothing much they want to put into this round, knowing they'll get a full buy in the next. So P250s galore with a couple deagles. And it looks like G2 are going to go back to this 3 players towards top banana kind of setup. Throw the nades early. And ENVYUS have an interesting pop flash getting ready for mid, though.
Just buying their time at this point. ENVYUS have no reason to rush. So much time on the clock. So many threats to deal with. Let the smoke grenade fade so that the moment they use that one flash, the timing has to be perfect. It blinds no one. Yep. Body falling away from the top of Banana. Doesn't want to lose his life just as of yet. Apex has arrived to set up the crossfire and try to hold ENVYUS back once they decide to execute, because that's surely what they'll do. They've already got 4 players grouped up in this position. Sixer going to play the anchor role towards T-spawn. But they need to be careful here because Body's spotted.
Wow.
Not that it's going to stop him from taking down RPK. Apex as well adds 1 to the kill feed, and that's a 5v3 for G2.
Yeah, right off the get-go. And ENVYUS have really nothing going their way. No map control elsewhere, just top banana. They're hoping someone from G2 comes around this corner, and it's going to be Apex, so they will take him down cleanly. Very little damage dealt to ENVYUS, but the question is, can they cross and safely get that SMG and start working for it? As they are just going to continue to sit and wait on this. Wait on the time, wait on the mistakes, and are hoping more come out from G2, but I don't think anyone else is going to make the mistake of going around that corner.
Bombs dropped, Shocks commits, and Scream will shut him down, but there's still enough CTs around to continue this success from G2. They hit that 6th round, they've got their money still rolling, and then we have ENVYUS finally with their chance to buy. So Happy's already gone for that AK. We see the ump on XMS, and a 5-point lead still holding on to, still being held on to by ENVYUS. They need to make sure that it doesn't start to slip away, though, because, again, this is the CT side from G2. This is where we expect them to do greater things than necessarily on the T half.
And due to the bomb plan, ENVYUS are able to get a buy around earlier. And with a fair bit of utility behind it, and 3 AK, so nothing to really sniffle about, as XMS is going to be on the UMP. We saw how deadly he was on it on the CT side, so I imagine the same outcome is going to be plausible here. As XMS is going to go in there first, supported by the Riflers, as they are getting ready to peek up towards AAPS. No one is home, except that shoulder peeking player from Balcony. That is NPK. It all comes down to timing if NPK wants to re-peek into this. But I think he has a good idea that at this point ENVYUS could have control, and he does spot a player. As ENVYUS are just going to fall back, get AAPS control. And we may see them go for, with a minute on the clock, send a couple players back to Banana to at least get some top banana control. It's really up to ENVYUS right now.
Shocks with the help of a flash goes for that mid-peak, catches 2 players off guard, and Kenny is able to trade it onto RPK. So still G2 with the man advantage as the terrorists continue to pry towards the A site. Apex falling back, and as does ENVYUS. All of a sudden, they're not so committed to A. They're not quite sure if they want to push their way through. Still, Happy continues with the flank,
Nice.
and he catches NBK. So a clash within the apartments, and Happy keeps this presence towards the A site. So he's going to be trying to come from the back lines towards B, and he gets past uncontested.
He's done this before on Nuke, and he's also done it on pistol rounds. We'll see if Happy's going to be able to continue this silent push. But he's aware of it, and he will shut it down. So the bomb is going to get planted. It has to be stuck. Now Scream's going to plant it Pax Fountain. Will safely transition to a new position. It looks like it is going to be water. He wants to try to get towards Banana. He has 2 CTs, 2 G2 players coming his way. He wins initial engagement out of bullets, as it is all on XMS back quad against Kenny S and Body as the clock starts to tick away. XMS has to find favorable engagements. There's the first, looking for the second as XMS going to play with the time and commits to the peak, where Body will shut him down, pick up the kit, and G2 will get lucky number 7.
There they go. They're still rolling. I mean, it's really tragic for Sixer that he gets caught out in the open with the half-empty mag. That should never happen. He had the chance to still reload behind boxes. I mean, the smoke on CT is still fading, so he wants to get past it first, hoping that Body wouldn't peek, but he forces himself into his death, and XMS can't clutch. Nice try. Swings wide, takes that gun duel. Confidence is there, but unfortunately the shot just isn't. So 11-7 now the score as G2 continue to come back on this. They're nearing the double digits, and ENVYUS lack a response. They also lack a buy here, seeing as it's a Tech 9 for Sixer and no utility on either RPK nor Scream. GT with the upper hand, but already this mid-push coming in from ENVYUS catches them off guard. The arch has been lost, and Kenny S just nipping at their heels, misses his shot. So CT spawn now given to the control of ENVYUS, but they too are boxed in here. A very awkward situation has unfolded.
Yeah, and they get there super quick. So they actually have a minute and 20 on the clock to sit in CT spawn. Now the question is, do they sit here and wait and hope someone from GT rotates to try to help out one of the sites, which I don't think is going to be really a possibility here. So it comes down to how ENVYUS want to pinch on a site, knowing they have 2 players, one of which with bomb, ready to go to either site. So it comes down to which player, can the player towards Banana or player towards mid find the opening pick first. But it looks like they are content to walk it out towards B, where G2 have kind of posted up and set up this crossfire going on in Chapel.
Body just praying that they walk into his crosshair, and they will, but he's not able to hit the headshot, so Shox has to, and he does not neither. Body now up and close to RPK. Clears it out and allows for Scream to plant. So utility here for ENVYUS now expended as the Molotov goes up and over. At this point, G2 have already called the save, so ENVYUS able to put a T round on the board, move themselves to 12, and it's the moment they get into those gun rounds, that 4th on the board. Excellent stuff from them. CT side as well, still struggling economically. Not all the cash in the world, so these 2 guns will be ever so valuable moving into the 20th round.
They should be able to save with no problem here. Don't think RPK, Scream, and Happy are going to do too much hunting, just content to get down Banana. And I could see, due to them saving the op and the M4, I think this is a save with G2 force around. Because you get sent down to 1400, right? I think this is almost a situation where you go, it's 12-7. Even if we save here, it's going to be 13-7. So if things don't go our way, so it is going to be a force. They drop a rifle, buy one up. So they get 2 M4s, 2 UMPs. And all in all, it's not the worst buy and not the worst outcome. Everyone gets some automatic rifle in their hands. Kenny S gets to keep his op. And it's definitely doable here for G2.
ENVYUS content with going back for the apartment's control. They've really been using this quite frequently. They're just pushing their players into this spot, taking that information, taking that control, and then just keeping the commitment from G2 at the A bomb site. We've seen G2 on multiple counts go for the 3 guys A, and if you keep that presence towards apps, then it's going to keep them committed. And it's then that you can kind of, try and shuffle your numbers back towards Banana, try and overwhelm B, where RPK is able to trade one and done with Body. So a 4-on-4 is what we're left with as ENVYUS start to pick up the heat and head in towards the A site. Sixer dropping Apex off of Arch creates a push here that they could go for, as now the CTs just hang on to Bell.
Kenny S trying to fall back safely with a molly, gets XMS. He's looking for more. No scope miss, but good thing NPK has his back. Always have a brother to help you out, and that's NPK in that situation. The top balcony gets 2 of his own, leaves it all on Sixer 1v3. Now, he's had his moments in this series so far. Is he going to have another one of those? There's just a little bit of a gap for him to sit here. As Body just wraps around. G2 still fighting back with the taped together buys. They seem to work out as ENVYUS is going to be sent down to themselves to the economic shadow realm, if you will.
Shadow realm.
The Yugi reference?
Yep.
I'm working on them. I'm trying to do flashbacks to when I was a kid. I mean, I guess I'm still a kid, but I don't play Beyblades anymore. I got that going for me.
Pistols for
Yep.
ENVYUS. Tech 9s, Deagle, P250. Again, they're just kind of having their economy hard reset. So G2 just putting themselves in a prime spot to really mount this comeback. And a flashbang to the top of Banana certainly going to help out ENVYUS. They take 2 frags thanks to RP Tank. But Shox and NBK swinging it back with frags aplenty, screaming happy, trying to hang on to the opportunity they just had, but that opportunity has slipped through their fingers, and Happy slips out from Balk.
He's thinking about it. He's definitely going to consider the walkout here. He does have Bomb, but I think he's banking on someone to rotate off, but now that he's spotted and Bomb gets spotted, he will just lose the duel to MTK. G2, one away from double digits. ENVYUS going to go for a half buy here, I imagine. Upgraded pistols, maybe a couple smokes, some flashes. I'd like to see smoke spot up and maybe an execution. Not even the typical B1, maybe just a smoke on porch side, smoke on lane, smoke in sight, and smoke on pit. And just try to get a bomb down, try to create some havoc, and get up close and personal with these pistols towards A. And it looks like ENVYUS are going to start the work up towards alt, although they only have 1 molly.
Problem with ENVYUS' approach so far is that it's been suffering economically. Again, they have a round where it is just pistols. They get a few kills in that last, and they're going to be hoping for the same. But the smoke grenade keeps them at bay here on Balk. Already falling back towards Boiler. Trying to come in from a different angle. Smoke grenade still obscuring vision as G2 stack this site. 4 players now here with only 1 on B.
Good time molly from Shox. They're just going to push right before it. Shox is going to hold +1 with the help of Apex. and they're going to clean up those frags. Shock's going to get finally one of his own as he goes onto the pistol, and NBK steals that one. It's only one for Shocks, as NBK will pick up 2 of his own, as Apex did as well before he falls. So now G2 on double digits, buy from ENVYUS. It could include a not, but it's not going to. It is just going to be AKs, I imagine, unless Sixer wanted to go down this glass cannon kind of road. I mean, if the shoe fits, you could.
Great time to take a pause here from ENVYUS as well. This is going to be a crucial turning point if they're able to grab the gun round. I mean, I believe they've already put in one team round on the board, but then just got that hard reset last time it happened. So that's exactly what they need to dodge. It's for that reason that winning a round in convincing fashion, not just scraping it by in a 1 versus 1, is going to be ever so crucial. G2, meanwhile, sitting pretty on a nice chunk of change. 6 of these 7 rounds now have all gone the way of G2. And again, this is a situation where they have won both of the pistols. They've converted now for those additional 4 rounds. And it's those kinds of starts per half that generally convert into a win. Surprising to see that they put so few rifle rounds on the board on their T side. But they are starting to bring it back. 5 AKs for ENVYUS. Enough nades to pump fake. Or just blanket a site in smoke. NBK gets aggressive already towards Boiler, and this is a round where ENVYUS actually don't walk up into abs.
Little wall bang there from Scream. It's the same one you do when you're back in alt. It's up close and personal. A little easier to control the spray there. Happy, good molly to get clear underneath porch if someone was there. NBK and Boiler though. And I think he's gonna wide swing on this mid player. Especially considering here's where Happy is, but Happy wins that duel. NBK had Peeker's advantage, but Happy just finds the one tap onto NBK's skull that was just appeared. As now G2 are a man down, they do get a rotation into the into site. So there's 2 in B, 2 in A, and 1 player already pushing into CT. It's Kenny S gonna even it back up, even the odds, even the playing field. As we're sitting at 12 to 10 and 4 members apiece with 47 seconds.
Very patient play coming in from both teams here as we near that 40-second mark. RPK is trying to creep towards B alone. So at this point, that's what they're doing. They're burning these next 20 seconds and hoping that RPK can get some kind of an opening, that he can start to shuffle the defense towards the B site, but he walks by without checking first box, and that's where Shocks lies in wait. RPK goes down. ENVYUS now forced to take the A site, and both players for the defense stuck within the pit. That's where Kenny hits himself the flick. Sixer gone and dusted as the bomb now drops with 10 seconds on the clock. It's not going to be enough, and ENVYUS forfeit another round as G2 get ever so closer.
It's getting there, because now ENVYUS are in another spot where it's going to be a half buy with pistols. Next thing you know, we're at 12s. It's starting to transition. It's starting to phase into G2 territory. Kenny S is heating it up with the op. The support is there. They're not taking too many risks when it comes to top banana. They're almost willing to give it to ENVYUS, knowing they're holding the sights and rotations are going to be there as soon as contact is made. And ENVYUS are going to go ahead and show pistols and armor across the board. Sixer would just attack 9 to ensure he'll get that op with utility going into the next one. And ENVYUS are going to gain apps control this time with it. A shoulder spot comes out from G2, as it looks like they're just going to pull a rotation at a moment's notice from B as well.
Still just lying in wait, holding their angles. Again, this is a round where they have no utility, right? So you're not able to even just pop flash yourself towards middle to try and catch one of these players with their wide peak set. You literally just have to rush out of these closed doorways and into the meat grinders that will be G2's guns. Ooh, Apex just domes RPK. Later, nerd.
Good night, Sweet Prince. 50 seconds. So Kenny S just going to keep the old Boiler. Finds Happy, as he is just going to re-aggress, and it looks like ENVYUS are going to try to fall back to B. One in doubt. Fall back to B and try to find the entry here, but G2 have kept the player here, so they get the opener. Now there's no need to rotate. There's no need to take the second player to site, as G2 are playing it to the book. As XMS is looking like he wants to boost Scream, but Scream wants the boost over here instead. Now this does allow him to look towards Coffins, a little bit of back slash dark slash fountain. And he's not going to get eyes on anybody, as it looks like Shocks are just looking for a fight though.
Shocks hanging onto the angle with the crossfire now set. Here we go. T's just flooding into the crosshairs. Scream with a bit of a response, but Body slams him down. G2 tie it up 12 apiece now. So ENVYUS, they're on that full round loss bonus, I believe, if not close. They've got that cash flowing thanks to their losses. G2 Esports going to shine through with that double op setup that we were talking about earlier. This is their chance to showcase that talent on the AWP.
This is the first double up setup we see on the CT side for G2, correct?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay. Now that's very reserved if we're talking about G2. You talked about G2 a couple months ago. I feel like it would have came out a long time ago. So they're pulling out all the cards. All the cards are on the table. Couple aces, some jacks, and the Joker of the double ops comes out as a scream. Gonna try to challenge Kenny S. He is holding in Boiler, and that is such a cheeky angle from Kenny S. Not only are you not used to seeing an op there, but he just holds it with complete patience and just knowledge that he knows he's gonna hit the shot close range.
Kenny S is the kind of guy who can hold an angle with an op where normally you'd hold with a shotgun. Just those up close and personal fights. And that's where he can just be so successful. It's really beautiful to watch a player like him who's just so skilled on the AWP because it's a talent that not all players hold. Kenny S does it best. Shocks as well, formidable opper, waiting for the targets to present themselves, and he takes one. RPK goes down, but XMS able to trade. His body now shifts over. XMS again in crucial rounds, opening sights, but Kenny needs no scope. He hits XMS, and he's looking for more as there's only two terrorists standing, one of which towards Banana. Sixer starts to try and punch in the bomb, but he decides not to commit. NBK reveals himself as the shadow gives him away. Both players for G2 coming in from the coffins as the terrorists stuck looking elsewhere. That's where Happy goes down. Sixer up close finds another, but G2 take that round. Kenny S with a 3K, all thanks to the op, and ENVYUS come up short once more.
The one saving grace they have is the money they have in their hands right now. And just look at this from Kenny S, the no-scope on XMS, who again opens up a sight for ENVYUS. Oh, was it a quick scope?
That was so fast, I didn't even see it the first time.
I didn't even see it either. And again, though, it's XMS opening up a sight for ENVYUS. It seems to be like he's the man to open up sights almost now for ENVYUS, at least in this map, where he's first, second in, finding the entries, finding multi-kills. Even on the CT side, he's the one to go through smokes with the UMP we saw. As Apex gets shut down, there's XMS again, another opener. Now the issue lies, can ENVYUS capitalize on this? As Kenny S brings it back immediately, NBK finds Happy, who's trying to lurk out towards A, while his teammates have shifted their focus to CT and B.
Arguably the most important kill right there was onto Happy, because if he's able to take NBK, then suddenly these CTs are split on the A site. ENVYUS can just shift all their attention with the bomb towards B, and Happy becomes that linchpin. But classic Happy, lurking a little too long, and NBK just forces the fight, comes out with a duel, although incredibly close as he's dropped to 47. ENVYUS still able to cross to the B bomb site, but a minute on the clock, and they're outnumbered by 2. RPK taking down at least one more, and Body now traded back by Shocks, who hits both these shots. G2, one short of overtime. This is going to be one hell of a comeback if they can actually make it happen.
Yeah, lucky for them, the round loss has kind of gotten to a point where they're going to buy here. It's been max for a while, so it doesn't even really matter. So lucky for them, they do have cash. Looking at what they have, Scream, 3,400, 1,300. Everyone who can buy armor and AK is probably going to do so safely and comfortably. While we may see a couple UMPs come and play. I don't think they're comfortable enough to play for OT, especially considering G2 have been just lights out on the retakes. And getting, it's not even getting the openers for G2. It's just the retakes have been solid. They're locking down the sites. ENVYUS may get the opener, but G2 are right there to answer back. And their players in key positions are getting more than one frag. Like Happy and Pit getting more than one towards balcony. The players in B getting more than one and staying alive long enough for rotations to come through. So ENVYUS are going to buy. They don't feel comfortable enough to play for OT. And I'm looking for XMS to find another opener. But this time, ENVYUS will. I'm interested to see how they're going to capitalize on it. Because it's been a while since we've seen them capitalize on XMS opening up the map somewhere. We're going to see him slowly push forward. He'll have support from Sixer as a minute 30 crosses the clock.
Sixer just keeping up the heat here in apartments. This is ENVYUS going back to what they were trying at the beginning of this T-half, right? They would take apartments for free, and G2 were very much content with just leaving it uncontested. They've been doing this stack over towards the truck side with Apex and NBK kind of lined up on similar angles with that one man over towards Arch. This time it's 2 because they've left a single dedicated player at the B site. ENVYUS Just burning time off the clock at this point, rotating the bomb out from apps and leaving Happy to linger. So that's what they've done. They put 3 players there first and foremost so that they can trade if need be, and once there's no one here, Happy does his thing. Sits here on his lonesome, uses his nades to try and keep the commitment at the A site where there is still 3 players, and there's 2 guys on B now for G2 Esports, with one of which boosted on pots.
As soon as the smoke comes here, Shox is going to try to fall to Coffins as quick as he can. And then the pressure kind of lies on the player boosted towards Flower. As ENVYUS are going to go ahead and get the smokes out, and Happy's going to meet up with his teammates, which is a tell that this is a full-blown execution and a commitment. As Shox is going to flash for Body, and Body can just sit here and wait. As he's going to hear them stomping up, gets the first, Shox goes through the smoke, as they will trade 1 frag apiece in favor of ENVYUS as they get in the site, but Kenny S is looking to try to deny something, anything, as Happy will hold Banana with his Galil.
Just waiting for this retake attempt from G2. This would be an awesome opportunity for G2 to get that overtime secured, but Happy reveals himself as he comes up. NBK trading swiftly back. Kenny S creeping in from Coffins, trying to find the angle, but he looks the wrong way. Sixer's able to take him down, and so NBK has to clutch. He hits the first, tries to transfer the spray. XMS spotted, hit, but not dead. Team ENVYUS able to close another round, and that puts them on 13. Unfortunately for ENVYUS, G2 still have so much cash behind them. They're going to buy with ease, and the same cannot be said for ENVYUS, who are going to struggle somewhat with that money flow.
Huge 3K from XMS. Keeping this off of match point for G2, keeping it in the realm of possibility that ENVYUS could even push this to a W for them before we even see OT, or avoid OT, I guess I should say. As RPK, the flash towards top Banana, he's going to hold Kenny S. Early smoke. We may see him go through this. That's the call. Kenny S. shoulder peeks it for more info and falls back safely to continue to post up and hold the angle, and Apex is going to help him out. So ENVYUS give up the first to Kenny S. and even give him a chance to fall back, as G2 will take the opener any day of the week, and especially if it's a safe one like that.
Team ENVYUS playing off of the back foot of the 5v4. If they had gone quickly to the B site, they might have taken it by storm, but now there's the rotation over. Shox joining forces next to Body. Molotov buys more time. Still only 2 guys here, though, so ENVYUS could very realistically clear them out, plant this bomb, and then just try to hold on. XMS again with the entry, clearing Body. Shox traded back by RPK, and the bomb's now planted. 3v3 is on the table with G2 inbound, mostly from CT spawn.
The Molly to keep Apex at bay. 2 HP, he's playing quad. That's Kenny S. Gonna start the push in towards Coffins with his op as Happy holds Banana. Now, it looks like G2 is just going to slow this retake down. It was a little hectic last time as XMS looking for a favorable 1-in-1 engagement. RPK gets it. Good damage dealt onto Kenny S. He'll trade his HP pool as Happy's going to sit in the cubby, and it's all on NBK. 1v2. Can ENVYUS get 14? NBK is going to try to deny it. But I think time's become an issue. NBK, no, that's the round. So ENVYUS will get 14. And I think it almost has to be said, that's twice in a row where Shox has gone through that smoke aggressively with a pop flash and getting 1 frag for it.
Yeah, certainly not going to help him out there in that defense of the bomb. ENVYUS able to overwhelm it, and twice now where NBK is taking these duels to the back of the site. Mir coming up with clutches, but that is just not the case. 14 all. Again, we have a game that just goes back and forth all the way towards the end. Both teams not going down without a fight and a perfect time for a pause. Everyone has to reset themselves. But speaking of resets, G2's money has come to a near end. So either they need to go for a half buy and play for OT, or they put it all on the table here and now in round 29.
Yeah, this is a tough decision for G2. I imagine, since I haven't bought yet, it may just be a couple pistols or a full save completely to play for OT. And it looks like it is going to be a full save completely. NBK will be sent to a site with some support. Nope, the pistol buys do come in last second. Love it. So the pistols come in last second with a couple flashes. So it is going to be that kind of half investment. Upgraded pistols, some smoke, some flashes, and just kind of full trust in NBK to deal some damage to ENVYUS to keep their buys honest when it comes to the final round.
NBK was risking his life here, trying to take the duel versus RPK. Damage going every which way, but NBK comes out on top. Opening frag here is now he's just going to shift this rifle straight to the opposite side of the map. And we see those pistol arrows from G2 take control of Banana. Body to the half wall, smoke to the bottom of mid, but Happy with next level game sense, lines it up, knocks him down, takes, oh, twice! Unstoppable is happy. Shocks, get out of here. Man advantage now for ENVYUS. Kenny goes down, NBK's lit, and he's all that's left. Happy just turns this round on its head and will be able to secure overtime for ENVYUS unless NBK goes wild and he's fully flashed with a man near his corner. Molotov to prevent him from coming in with another flash to follow suit. Here's the peak, and that is the round for Envy. They take 15, G2 against the wall, have to come out swinging.
Jeez, there's nothing like that. It's so rough for NBK because he had so much pressure on himself to take those challenges towards top banana. And he ended up getting the clean first kill. And Happy just the pre-fires down banana, just keeps the round going for ENVYUS, stops the flanks from coming, stops the pressure coming down from banana to pressure MV into something they don't want. And as Happy will just shut that down as Kenny S going for the opening pick. Has the op and he will get the open. RPK goes down. ENVYUS, oh man, down early with a minute 37 on the clock. So nice and early, the pick goes G2's way. Although G2 are a little light when it comes to the pockets.
Still 4 AKs to play off of. We've seen ENVYUS fight from harder spots than this. However, they're walking into a stacked bomb site with 4 G2 players here. Currently smoked off from Arch. They've got that doubled man pit. Scream trying to find an opening now that the fire has faded. Using the Molotov of his own to take the player out of Cubby. A smoke grenade blocks him off. He tries to take the peak, but no, denied. Apex spotting players as well, has to fall back as another popping of a smoke goes off.
XMS does his best. He only gets one as Scream brings it back, but MPK from balcony yet to be spotted, low HP. And Scream thinks he's fallen and now will spot it. And he will tap him away like a baby bird falling out of a nest. Scream will tuck it in. As Body gets one, and it's Happy now, brings it into a 1v1. 35 seconds, has an idea, Body's in sight, but the wide swing will force OT, as these teams just seem to love to play each other. So
yeah, I mean, this is exactly what we could have hoped for, right? We said it was going to be a back-and-forth game. We said that these teams know each other so well. There's been a lot of mind games going on with rotations and fakes and commitments as well. There's just been a lot of great CS between these two teams so far. Fantastic comeback from G2. Very convincing CT halves from both of these lineups. It's been awesome to watch. And now that we're in overtime, this is just as close as Nuke could have been. Fantastic CS. Exhilarating at that. Double op set up straight away from G2. Kenny and Shock's going to try to hammer this home. No op in the hands of Sixers as ENVYUS just go for that 5 AK play. All the nades in the world. Shoxy gives away half of his health as he tries to take the peak, but he comes up empty-handed, and ENVYUS will take apps in the meantime.
Yeah, ENVYUS loves to take these apps control, and this time they're going to walk it out. MBK has been playing balcony pretty consistently. He has support from Apex. And is timing going to go against NPK here? Does he get caught with a smoke out? Does something happen that doesn't affect him as NBK finds Sixer? As NBK is going to continue to sit here. His teammates may fall, but NBK just has trust that Kenny S will hold his truck side. A good molly in, extinguished by the smoke. It looks like ENVYUS are content to get that man at least evened out. And XMS heavily tagged as ENVYUS seem to just fall back off this aggression. As G2 still have the double ops, ready to deal damage across the map as they have a player in CT ready to rotate to either side at a moment's notice. As XMS is still heavily tagged down to 9. He's lining up a smoke. Arch side smoke. That's a nice smoke.
It's going to draw rotation as well here. Body coming to join forces on the A site gives up CT spawn. So rotation to be made ever longer as the terrorists head that way. Bomb included. Ooh, but a great peek from Kenny S. The timing hit superbly. Now that's going to be indicative of the lurker on A. You know what's coming your way. A B-side execution. So already G2 head this direction as Shox reveals himself from new box, hitting 1 and taking himself down to 8 HP. There's the next as Body finds it. XMS is gone, and as is Scream. Kenny S with the op, locking it down. The double op setup works off that round.
They're going to keep it in play. ENVYUS will have to rebuy their op, rebuy all their rifles, rebuy all their goodies. As we'll see if there's going to be more aggression early from G2. Kenny S may go for this mid-peak. We'll see where Shox is headed as well in a moment. It looks like Apex here is going to play Arch. Kenny S falls into the site. And Shox is content to just smoke banana. And they aren't going to go for this boost. So we've seen a difference in this boost previously where they like to boost Back in the corner, we've seen a similar boost, but this time he is just going to fully commit to the half-wall boost. Now, he doesn't check logs fully as that player, that Sixer, just sitting here. But he's banking on RPK peeking first. But if Sixer comes around the corner, that's an easy kill. Shox is now considering it. He has a lot of options.
Flash goes high. Sixer chooses not to go wide. Shox drops from the top and instead will play the side of the wall here, completely blind. He rattles one down range. Gonna go for the pop flash of his own here, blinding two, but able to fall back with his life for the time being. ENVYUS 5 players towards Banana, but the fire keeps them back.
50 seconds. And G2 still have 3 mollies to hold off this push from ENVYUS as Shox is getting aggressive. He wants to find something. They're going to line up for him. He's got one. And Body gets a triple spray down as Happy will come in with one, but that is all they get. As what a peak from Shox to get 2 of his own, and Body with a triple spray. They catch ENVYUS. I think a couple players even had nades in their hands.
Yeah, it was that moment, right? They hit the timing right on the head. They try to engage first and foremost, but they realize that they're not going to be able to win those duels, so they don't want to lose themselves. They have the reinforcements behind them at that point. Shox and Body go for the repake simultaneously, and they take those 4 frags in a matter of seconds. Excellent stuff there from G2, just again hitting the time on the head. Now ENVYUS just scrambling for some kind of a round on this T side, and it's not going to be made easy with these pistols in hand. Sixer and RPK limited in their weaponry, but ENVYUS already heading towards apps. NBK trying to hold them back, but he misses all his shots. Scream's able to bounce them back, and what a shot off that spray. Apex as well falls here, and suddenly ENVYUS take that site by storm.
That's a rarity when you have 2 players in front of you and your bullets just split them, like the Red Sea just getting split in front of you, and you're so confused by what's happening. So ENVYUS will get 1 round on the T side. Now that might be enough due to how strong both team CT sides have been. As this is MBK where he just kind of splits the Red Sea.
No, the spray from Scream is what's so beautiful.
Goodness.
Watch this. It's going to be the last bullet of the spray transition.
Ooh.
Such a nice shot. Incredible stuff. I mean, he just keeps that's like a 10-12 bullet spray transfer.
Calculated movement.
Awesome stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, because the player jumps, he just rails it in the head. But you're right. It keeps ENVYUS in a competitive stance.
Yeah.
They're able to get 1 round on the T side, which is good enough to keep them alive. Double overtime is not the only solution to their victory. They could still close this out, so long as G2 does not find 2 on this terrorist half. Again, full buys here, but back onto the T side, we see that single op in the hands of Kenny S. They're not going to be trying to force the double op just as of yet. We know they can go to it if they want to rely on it, if they think that they're going to see peaks, but at the time being, ENVYUS are content with sitting on the sites themselves and giving up banana control to G2.
Yeah, not showing anything. They have a straight line going on at A, with 1 player up in single box on the A site, 1 player supporting on back site, and just 1 player playing that rotated through Arch. And he's going to start to rotate now as it's all an XMS. He's able to at least get 2 for his life. Scream didn't get a single frag, so Sixer was playing the Arch rotator, so now he is going to be in coffins. But behind a smoke, and is he going to push through this without his teammates being here in time? He's thinking about it. I think he popped his shot through where he thought the bomb was getting planted. As Kenny S finds one of the rotators, that's RPK. So now is all on Happy and Sixer. As G2 are looking to pick up a T round already right off the get-go.
Sixer hitting a crucial frag just now, however. Kenny S peeking out from behind the boxes. He's still got the man behind New Box and 1 in the front of crates. Sixer creeping in here, trying to find the angle, but Happy with a nade in hand, not able to trade, and Apex takes both. G2 responding with a T round of their own, but straight out of the gates, and that's the difference maker. 2 rounds left to play, and ENVYUS need them both if they want to win this map as well. It's gonna have to be in a triple OT, because double overtime is G2's.
I think this might be all she wrote. I think G2 seemed extremely comfortable in that execution. You can see how little problems they had in the post plants. They're aware that the quick rotation would be there. And they, more importantly, didn't allow too many of their teammates to fall as soon as they fought for top banana control. As Scream's going to get the early molly, early nade, sit up towards sandbags. So that's a bit of an off angle we haven't seen him play just as of yet. And even as support on the corner. But the nade to find XMS early is lovely for G2.
Scream's Molotov gets extinguished as he pops another smoke, but he's going to continue to play so close, dealing damage. His body's dropped to 50 HP and dealt with. Scream holds the angle and finds another one. Looks for more as he swaps to the AK. Sixer's here to trade, but he comes up empty-handed. Again, G2 with a man advantage and the bomb on their back. So much time to play off of, utility still to expend, and a split defense as ENVYUS have no clue where they're going.
It comes up to an individual play now on ENVYUS. If RPK can get 2 kills here, he makes it doable, or he can shut them all down in nothing. So now it is all on Sixer. If RPK gets 1, even 2 there, it's ideal. It's better than ideal. It makes it doable for Sixer, but now in a 1v3, bombs planted, he doesn't have a kit, no utility, just the up, and now down to 17 HP. It's going to have to come down to some amazing shots.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's so low on health. He's got 2 automatic weapons in front of him. He's got the smoke to extinguish the flames, and he's just going to go jumping through. Tries to use the angle from the top of the pallet, but finds nothing as of yet. Both players from GT holding on to pit. They just can't reveal themselves. Sixer getting frantic, and that's where he goes down. G2